It was late October, and Jesse S. shift at Tony S. Pizza was minutes from ending when the receipt printer behind the counter screeched to life. He groaned audibly and turned to Tony, already halfway into his jacket. "Come on, man. You said that last one was it." Tony waved a hand dismissively. "Still got 7 minutes on the clock, Jess. This one's paid online. Quick drop." Jesse grabbed the receipt with reluctant fingers. His stomach dropped as he read the address, 1346 Oak Ridge Drive. That name rang a bell. Wasn't that the house that had burned down? He remembered hearing about a fire, something about a family who didn't make it. Maybe it was rebuilt, he thought. Still, it wasn't exactly where you expected someone to be ordering pizza. The GPS said it was only a 15-minute drive. Jesse sighed, grabbed the pizza box from the warmer, and headed out into the cold night. Rain had just begun, tapping gently against the windshield of his Corolla. As he drove out of town, streetlights became fewer and farther between. Houses turned into silhouettes and then disappeared entirely as the road narrowed. Oak Ridge Drive was more of a cracked path than a street, flanked by thick trees and fog. Jesse's GPS chirped, "You have arrived." Just as his headlights illuminated a sagging mailbox with the number 1346 barely hanging on. The house ahead of him was a blackened shell, burned walls, boarded up windows, a roof that looked like it might cave in. It didn't look rebuilt. It didn't even look livable. But the address matched. Jesse sat in his car for a full minute, debating. He looked down at the pizza on the seat beside him. Paid online, no refund. Maybe someone was squatting in the ruins. With a deep breath, he grabbed the box and stepped out into the rain. The front path was overgrown and broken. The porch groaned beneath his feet. He knocked once on the charred door, then twice. No answer. "Pizza delivery," he called out. As he turned to leave, the door creaked open slowly, revealing only darkness inside. A strange, sickly, sweet scent drifted out. Not rot, not smoke, something else, almost like burnt sugar and mildew. Jesse hesitated. Then faintly from within, a child's voice whispered, "Come in." Against every ounce of logic, Jesse stepped inside. The interior was even worse. Ash blanketed the floor. Furniture sat as melted remnants. The walls were streaked with black, and soot clung to every surface. His flashlight beam caught the remnants of a melted doll, its face twisted, one glassy eye still intact. "Hello?" Jesse called, louder now, his voice echoing unnaturally. Then he saw her. A little girl at the top of the stairs, pale, barefoot, wearing a tattered white dress. She stared at him through a curtain of long dark hair. "Did you order pizza?" he asked, holding out the box. She nodded once, slowly. "Where are your parents?" She didn't answer. She didn't move. Something about her presence sent a chill through him, like she was more shadow than flesh. "I'm just gonna leave this here," he muttered, placing the pizza on a nearby table. He turned back toward the door and froze. It was closed. He hadn't closed it. And when he turned around again, the girl was gone. In her place, the house had changed. No longer burned, no longer broken. It was whole. The walls were clean, the lights were warm, and a fire glowed in the hearth. Voices came from nearby, cheerful, laughing. Jesse stumbled back. A man walked past him, whistling. Then a woman with a birthday cake. They paid him no mind. Then the girl again, descending the stairs, her dress now clean, hair brushed, alive. She passed straight through Jesse's body. He gasped, but the family didn't notice. They sat at the dinner table, eating, talking, smiling. Jesse stood frozen as the lights flickered. Smoke began to curl from the kitchen. The mother screamed. The father stood abruptly. The flames came fast, consuming everything. The fire roared through the room with impossible speed. The family screamed. The girl stood motionless, looking directly at Jesse. And then, as if the world blinked, it was gone. The house was blackened again, silent. The pizza sat where he left it, untouched. Jesse bolted out the door, down the path, and into his car. He slammed the door shut, heart racing. The house stood still in the darkness behind him. He tried the ignition. Nothing. Tried again. Dead. Then the radio switched on by itself, playing a soft lullaby. "Hush, little baby. Don't say a word." The display read, "Track Homecoming." Jesse yanked the key out. The music stopped. The silence was louder than before. His phone rang. Unknown number. He answered instinctively. Static. Then a whisper. "You saw it, didn't you?" Then the call dropped. Jesse stared at the phone, shaking. He didn't want to, but he grabbed his flashlight and opened the door. The rain had stopped. He stepped back toward the house. He had to know. He re-entered. The air felt colder. The house had changed again. Walls tighter, ceiling lower. The floor creaked under every step. At the back, behind the collapsed kitchen, he found a door. The basement. Jesse hesitated, then opened it. A sour draft wafted up. The stairs groaned as he descended, flashlight beam jittering in his shaking hand. Dust and soot coated everything. Then he saw them. 4 chairs, 3 of them occupied by blackened, burned bodies, melted into grotesque postures. In the 4th chair, a space sat open, empty, and beside it, standing in the dark, was the girl, unburned, watching. "You brought the pizza," she said softly. Jesse couldn't move. "You can sit now," she whispered. "There's room for you." That broke the spell. He bolted up the stairs. The house twisted around him. Hallways stretched. Shadows moved. He burst through the front door into blinding light. It was morning. The house behind him was no longer standing. Only ashes remained, weeds growing wild. His car sat at the curb, engine humming, driver's door open like it had never been touched. He climbed in, turned the key. It started immediately. He drove away without looking back. Tony's Pizza closed a few months later. Jesse never returned. His car was later found abandoned outside town near the woods. The only clue? A single pizza box resting on the broken front steps of 1346 Oak Ridge Drive. Cold, untouched. The house had officially burned down 2 years prior. A family of 4. The daughter was never found. Police assumed her body was lost in the fire. But some say she's still there, waiting for dinner, waiting for company, waiting for the final chair to be filled. And every now and then, on stormy nights, a new order comes into Tony's old system. Paid online, no callback number, always the same. 1 large pepperoni. 1346 Oak Ridge Drive. And the door always opens,